Tony, today we're going to talk about the absolute insanity of this Bugatti Chiron auction and I'll make a 5 reasons why I'm not going to buy this Bugatti Chiron because people are absolutely insane. All right, the first thing.
If there are 5 reasons for you not to buy this car, then there must be a problem.
There's many more than 5 reasons.
It usually takes like 100 problems for Houston not to buy something expensive.
It's crazy. All right, I'm going to give you a little context. We are making a follow-up video for the Chiron that burned down. Now, I was really active in going to pursue this car. I mean, active as can be. And then the car went to Copart, and Copart did a wonderful job of cleaning it. Mario, please insert that footage because the car looks great now. It actually looks like you just pick it up and drive it away. But there's more to the story. And I think a lot of people that are bidding on this car they're not seeing clearly here because they're looking at this like a regular car at Copart, right? They don't understand some of the caveats of buying a car like a Bugatti and trying to get parts, right? So first things first, the car here, they finally updated that it has a Florida Certificate of Destruction.
Oh my goodness.
That's what the title says. So can you please tell me what you think that means?
That basically the Avengers had a battle there and it was on the bottom of something.
It's correct, yeah. So what that means is you're never going to be able to register this vehicle ever again. Now, it is possible to export this, but see, the problem with exporting a car that is of $3-4 million value is it brings a lot of attention, because when you export a car, you're gonna have to pay tax on it, right? And like when you export a $20,000 car, a lot of these weird things fly under the radar. When you export a $4 million car, nothing's flying under the radar. It's getting the attention of every single person involved. So I was thinking maybe the people that are bidding on this are out in Saudi Arabia or in some other country around the world where they don't understand that there's going to be some major implications of that, right? Secondly, because it has a Florida title,
I can't get over
certificate of destruction.
Certificate of destruction.
Bugatti is no longer required to sell parts for this car. So I called everybody because I was like, look, if this car is going to sell for under $1 million, right? Then I don't know. It's a good idea. Like I'll buy it, right? Yeah. But if it's going over $1 million, it's not a good idea because I would just put it on display. I paint the car, fix it up a little bit. I wouldn't even really fix it. Just put it on display, and I could charge like $100 to take a picture in it, basically, right? For something like at the mall, and eventually get your money back. 5 years later, it'll be whatever. So then I started thinking, okay, well, what if I actually wanted to get parts for it? So I called all my Bugatti reps, everybody that I know at Bugatti, and they specifically told me there would not be any parts sold for this car. And because of the title status, so like in America, manufacturers are required to support that car for up to 10 years after the vehicle's being produced, right? But when you buy a part from Bugatti, you have to give them the VIN number, the specific part, the specific thing, and they send you some paperwork to sign when you buy that part, right? So no dealer is allowed to work on this car, right? They're not allowed to service it, not allowed to do anything because Bugatti doesn't want anything to do with it because it's destroyed, right? So I started to think, okay, what's the real value of the car if I'm on my own, right? Yeah. The car starts, it probably drives, right? It's got a lot of lights on the dash, which is a problem. But at the end of the day, what's the value, right? What do you think the value is? Let's say I could buy the parts and everything. We're looking at $700,000-800,000. The fender alone is $300,000. Yeah. Just the one fender. The door, I have no idea. I've never priced the door, right? The hood's $80,000. The windshield's probably, the Veyron windshield's $25,000. So the Chiron windshield's probably upwards of $30,000 to $40,000, right? So not including the wire harness or anything else. I mean, the interior looks nice. It looked a lot worse. The seat has leather damage. It's not a big deal. Like it looked a lot worse from the original pictures that I saw. Yeah. But there's a bunch of stuff like the windshield wiper motor and all that stuff up front that's gonna need to be replaced. But just the hard cost components, the big major ones. Let's say it's like $500,000 to $800,000. What do you think the car
on the high end? 1.2.
So you're saying that you'd pay 1.2 million for the car at auction, put $500,000.
Oh no, total.
Oh, total. Okay,
Yeah.
so $700,000 at auction.
I'd say about that.
So the auction went to $1 million at Copart in the first 3 days pre-sale, and then Copart freaked out, took it down, and reset it, right? And I think they're trying to verify all the bidders on the car.
Yeah.
It's currently over $800,000, right? And this is about a month away from actually selling. So I'm assuming this car is going to sell in the mid 1.5 range.
Wow.
Okay. Just to give you some context, about 6 months ago, a white Bugatti Chiron sold for $2.8 million with 800 miles in Texas. Okay. So let's just say you pay 1.5 for a car that can, not a salvage car, a destruction title car. Okay. You pay 1.2, let's just say 1.2, and then you got to put $500,000 into it. If you find some way to get the parts, you're in that car 1.7. You're literally $1 million less than a brand new. This has 3,000 miles on it, by the way, which is like super high.
Gosh.
Okay, so 800 miles, white on white, 2.8 million. Easily sell that car, no problem. Register it, insure it, the works. How are you gonna register and insure this car? You can't. No one will give you insurance on this, right? Now, if anybody thinks, oh, well, I can get insurance on my McLaren with parts only title. Oh, I can get it with this. It's not the same.
Yeah.
Bugatti, dude, when you get a Bugatti, your insurance company goes through like a full-blown investigation on you. Like, it's real. I was turned down by so many insurance companies until I finally found one that would legitimately insure me for a reasonable rate. And I can tell you.
On a drivable
registerable car. Like, once they go into it, it's total. It's toast. So I'm like completely blown away and shocked right now about this. I just think that people they're bidding on this car because they see the value and they think they can flip it. And that's where they're wrong, right? This is not a flippable car, because who's gonna pay you? Let's say you paid $1 million. Fix the car for $400,000, like super low. You're in it for 1.4. You need to make at least 20% of your money, right, to make that make sense. So it's about 300 grand. Who's gonna pay you 1.7 on a car they cannot use? Like, I'm just so confused about this. The number on the car for me was $500,000.
Yeah.
Anything over 500, I was out. So let me tell you guys, it's already at over 800,000. I'm way out. All right, I'm not an idiot, and I know the story. This car, whoever's gonna buy it, it's gonna sit there. They're gonna struggle. They're gonna try to take it apart, or they're gonna just roll around it illegally, and then they're gonna get in trouble because this is too big of a deal. It's too public. It's too like out there in the open. Someone's gonna see it. These YouTube little fanboys are gonna tattletale on you, and then everybody's gonna get involved. So be my guest. Maybe if you do fix it, paint the car a different color at least. Don't keep it this color, because that's dangerous.
Yeah,
right.
You have to keep that car under wraps.
Yeah.
Until you're either done with it or really, really close to being done.
Or take it to like some island where no one knows you, and then you're not gonna have very good driving roads anyway.
Listen,
so
the internet's a crazy place.
It really,
they will
really
find
is.
you.
It really is. So that being said, I mean, good luck to whoever's bidding on this car. If you do end up getting it, I actually have a few Chiron parts, so let me know. I've got a bunch of parts left for the Veyron that I didn't use, that I had over time, but I have some Chiron glass. So I have the window glass that broke. It came in. I bought a big inventory of Bugatti parts a long time ago, and there happened to be a Chiron window glass in there. So whoever does get the car, reach out to me. I got you a window glass. At least I can get you one little part there. I have I have the mirror. I don't know if the mirror glass is broken. I assume it is, but I got one of those too.
I saw it. There's a picture of it.
I got one of those too. So
oh my goodness.
I can help, right? I also did just get 3 more front axles in stock for the Veyron and possibly Chiron. I don't know what the Chiron front axle looks like. I assume it's the same as the Veyron. But if anybody has a Veyron out there and they need to get their front axles fixed, the boots rip and stuff all the time, they're about $80,000 from Bugatti. I've got 2 sets, so mine are only $79.99.
That's right, plus shipping. If you pick it up, $79.99.
But yeah, dude, that's wild, right?
That's extremely crazy.
Yeah, so let's just we're gonna have to just get rid of this.
Yeah.
We need a new project.
So whoever is looking for that car better have a plan. And they got, what, about a month to figure it out?
there's a month that's going to be by before that car comes on the market, like officially for sale, where you're going to be able to pay for it. But that certificate of destruction, man,
That's the coolest name I've ever heard.
It literally is, but I cannot believe that someone is willing to pay that kind of money for a car with a title like that. It just blows my mind.
Do you think the people that are bidding are oblivious to what's actually going on with that car?
I do.
Ooh.
Nobody with that type of money, in my opinion, could be that like naive to not look into all these factors, right? And to have a plan when you buy that car, right? I can see that maybe there's a group of people that are putting their money together. That's possible. They're all trying to bid and they're all going to put it together, but like there's no profit in sight. That's my whole problem with it. So I don't know what to think about it. I don't know. If you guys know of any other wrecked cars that are on the market, I'm always a buyer for wrecked cars. We have the Royalty Rebuilds channel. We've got a whole bunch of cool cars. I got a Wraith that's wrecked. We got an M4. We've got a bunch of 6-speed conversions that we're doing with 599 and 430s, which are kind of like a little personal project for me because I like those 6-speed cars. But if you guys get a wrecked car, right, and you know of it, I can buy it pre-insurance. You can make a little bit of money. Like when your insurance buyback comes up and says, hey, you know, do you want to buy this car back because it's totaled, right? You can buy that car back and usually make a profit on it. So I typically, you know, pay $5,000-$10,000 extra for exotic cars when they have those situations.
With all of the buyback talk and now the Chiron, this is not going to be your next hypercar. So what is?
Nothing.
Nothing.
Nothing on the market right now.
That's not very Houston-like of you.
There's just no way. I want a Wyra, kind of, but I want a Wyra that I can modify, right? So I just don't think that there's a way for me to get a car like that at the moment. The market is very high, and Randy's bringing his Wyra for SEMA. Unfortunately, I will not be at SEMA. I happen to plan a family vacation, ironically, at the exact same time.
Ironically.
Maybe on purpose, maybe not. I'm not sure. But
everybody's favorite week here.
SEMA week for us at Royalty is Hell Week.
Oh, it's awful.
So I did it for 7 years, guys. I'm out. See ya.
Also, I'm aware of a V12 that you were looking to get into. Are you still looking into that one?
Yeah, I mean, there's a bunch of cars that I really like. I definitely wanted to get, I just bought a new V10 car. That's pretty exciting. So hopefully it comes here soon. It's out for shipping right now. It's supposed to be picked up Monday. That's a car that I think will make a lot of content with. And I'm looking for a 6-speed Murcielago, but I don't know if that's the right car to buy right now. I have a friend that has one, and I really, really like his car, but I kind of want to like take a car like that and turbo it. And I know that's a really bad idea because I just think that that's just a really bad idea, but it sounds such like a good idea to me.
It sounds like a great idea.
Yeah,
because Rebuilds channel kind of replaces a hypercar.
Yeah. Well, good news is that mine and Edmund's Hypercar project is in full swing. The car landed in Italy about a month ago. So the car that you guys saw a few pictures of and all the frame and all that stuff is now in Italy, and they're putting the body on, right? So we've got carbon molds all made and everything's starting to come together. And that's truly like, I started thinking about it. Like I started thinking about the Koenigsegg and I started thinking about the Veyrons that I have, and maybe I should just kind of like move on from people's hypercars that I own, right? And start focusing on my own and really, really finish it. You know, that's a really good idea. Really finish the car. You know, I've started a bunch of new businesses during this time, and we manufacture our own wheels now. I've got a distribution business for furniture. We've got Houston's Hot Chicken. We've got a bunch of cool things. You know, we've got the car wash and obviously Royalty, you know, the YouTube business. We're slimming down. I'm keeping Royalty only in Vegas, right? So now with the Hypercar project, I feel like I can spend maybe a month out in Italy and kind of like really fine tune it, get some testing done. I'd like the idea of driving my own car. Right, and that's kind of the intention of it when I first started. Was I wanted to drive my own car, right? I didn't want to own something.
Story behind it.
And then when I bought the Koenigsegg, I fell in love. I loved that car. I loved every bit of that car, right? It's and I modified it. I made it one off. It's so cool. That car literally is so cool. But thinking about it in the long run, I want to represent myself, right? And I want to represent what I've built. So I do think that there's an opportunity for me to go and really focus on that this year for 2022.
That's what I'd say the plan would be, because you have to build a car strong enough for you not to break it.
True. And
That's,
what we've
keep
built is
telling
pretty
you that.
strong. We built is pretty strong. I like the motor. I like the power level. I like the sound. I like the doors, right? It's got gull wings. So
How much power are we at now? Because I know
we
there's
can
a nice
go,
range.
there's a big range, but driving the Koenigsegg mid-engine, 2,900 pounds, that car has about 900 wheel, right? I want to bump it up just a little bit, you know? And I think 1,200 wheel, because it's a rear-wheel drive car, mid-engine. I think 1,200 is really where I want to be, right? Driving my UGR Gallardo, it's really fun at like 1,500 crank, right? Now my car is currently in all-wheel drive, so it does have that a little extra traction on the low end. But once you get on the freeway, you know, I've got 355s on the back of that car. It moves, you know.
Yeah.
So I think going down to 1,200 for the Gallardo is a slightly different. My car's longer, so it's got better traction, right? I have like about a 12-inch extra wheelbase than the Gallardo. My wheelbase is equal to like what a LaFerrari is. So with that extra power and that length and that stability, with all my aero that we've built into the car, you know, it's a strong car. Strong.
That's good. That's what it needs to be.
Yeah. So let's end this video on that note.